Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from our sponsor, Ethico.
In the intricate world of ethics and compliance, each second is precious, and slow case closures are more than just delays, they're missed opportunities. Enter Ethico. Our solution revolutionizes case management, cutting case closure times in half and turning every challenge into a chance for improvement. Imagine a workspace where efficiency and compliance coexist harmoniously. Don't just dream of faster resolutions, make it your reality. Visit ethico.com/CPN today to book a demo and dive into our exclusive white paper by Tom Fox, 2023, The Year in Compliance. Empower your team with the tools they deserve.
The Daily Compliance News for January 17, 2024, the Corruption as a National Security Issue edition. And we begin with that story from the Diplomat, a first-time contributor to the Daily Compliance News, which reports that it's time to confront the Taliban's corruption. Fundamental to the Taliban's vicious pursuit of power is strategic use of corruption and kleptocracy. So for all of the suffering the Taliban has caused, they have funded their operations in as basic a way as possible, and that, of course, is bribery and corruption. And for those who don't think there's a direct tie between the national security interests of the United States and the bribery and corruption, or the global fight against bribery and corruption, this article really dispels that. Next up from Bloomberg, Bernardo Arevalo was inaugurated as president of Guatemala on Sunday. He's an anti-corruption campaigner who has taken over the presidency after the U.S. State Department helped him face down a campaign to block him from office. Prosecutors still have multiple cases outstanding against him, which will, of course, threaten his presidency, but at least he has been elected president in a democratic manner and perhaps gives hope to Guatemala going forward. Next up from the Wall Street Journal, Risk and Compliance Journal, joint reporting by Mingy Sun and Ben Glickman, that JPMorgan has agreed to pay $18 million for whistleblower protection violations. The SEC said the firm asked retail clients who received a credit or settlement to sign agreements prohibited reporting potential violations to regulators. Why is this significant? Well, first of all, it's $18 million, although that's probably not a blip for JPMorgan. But more importantly, it shows that whistleblowers do not need to be employees, and that having clients being forced to sign away their legal rights is something that the Securities and Exchange Commission will not tolerate at all. And finally, more on the corrupt ex-bankruptcy judge David Jones from Houston, Texas. Now the top bankruptcy firm of Kirkland and Ellis has been drawn into this sordid saga and sued for allegedly profiting from the undisclosed romantic relationship between the bankruptcy judge and a local bankruptcy lawyer. As I noted in the opening, the Compliance Podcast Network has a new sponsor, and that sponsor is Ethico. Ethico provides compliance champions like yourself with a ethics and compliance optimization system to turn goals and guidelines into real ROI for your compliance program. To learn more, go to ethico.com/CPM. We're going to link to that in the show notes as well. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.